To the editor, I disagree with the school board's decision to demolish Balmer Auditorium. The auditorium is still perfectly functional value, and unfortunately, one of the only real assets that we have to attract families is to this district. The board claims the decision stems from the damage sustained in last year's fire was as a budget overruns and the age of structure. But why tear it down entirely? Why was there a proposal bond issued to fix the damage immediately shot down? The fire only changed a small portion of the complex, and it was determined that safety of the building will not be compromised if the damage is simply fixed. And in my opinion, the budget problems are only an issue due to the principles of capacity and opportunity cost. We simply haven't been using the auditorium enough to justify its expenditures in those days of the eyes of the board. Rather than tear the place down, we should just repair the existing damage and make a push to use the auditorium in its full potential. I have talked to many folks who agree with me, including several teachers, but not many seem willing to fight the board's decision. And now I think I know why. I get it, the disappearances, the memories, the board claims that the missing kids have nothing to do with their decision to close the auditorium. But I think the community knows better. And that's honestly one of the reasons I think the auditorium should be left standing. I know it has been 6 years, but there are many that are not satisfied with the investigation that was done. One of my friends is an aunt of one of the missing kids, and she wants to keep the auditorium because there could be more evidence to discover. Many are still deeply frustrated with the superintendent's obstinance, and when it comes to looking into their concerns. By the way he reacted, you would think he fought 5 kids vanishing while backstage for a few minutes during a school musical was a normal occurrence. Granted, he was cooperative enough to the police investigation. Not that he really had much of a choice. But during the lawsuit by the families, in my opinion, he was borderline obstructing the judicial process, as if the auditorium was his own private property. I'll never forget the disgusting editorial he wrote to this publication, basically telling the families and the community that the case was cold and they needed to get over with it. And let's not forget the disappearance during that play. They were not only the ones associated with the auditorium. Many probably don't remember, but 5 years prior, a high school student went missing from a parking lot after helping to set up for an event. And while the place was being renovated 2 years prior to that, there was an abduction in the adjacent housing development. All these things add up to the least reasonable demand that more investigation can be done. But all this, perhaps, is what beside the point. There is no need to get rid of the auditorium. The fire damage can be repaired, and while I understand the concerns about those disappearances, we need to remember that the auditorium may be our best hope for finding those kids. Ultimately, we need more transparency and the accountability from the board. Anonymous. Editor's note. Due to the sensitive and accusatory remarks in this letter, the superintendent and members of the board were invited for a commentary and rebuttal before this issue was printed, but they have declined. 2 paragraphs from the original submitted version of this piece and have been redacted due to our policy against the defamatory statements, hearsay concerning private conversations, etc. What's up, my pretties? It's the Lion Queen here. I want to appreciate you all for tuning into this video, and I do appreciate you guys supporting my video by giving this video likes and stuff. If you really enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're new, ring the bell for notifications to when I upload so that way you guys will get updated for whenever I upload. If you want to follow me on Twitter or DeviantArt, feel free to leave a follow on those if you are interested in following me on those socials. If you want to support my backup channel, known as Miss Dark Shigo, feel free to subscribe to it, as a link to that will also be in the About page section. And with that being said, and that being the case, thank you so much for watching, my pretties, and as always, stay pretty.